Ah, the timeless beauty of a BMW. Aww. The 2007 BMW 525i comes with a 2.5-litre inline-six engine. It makes 160 kilowatts at the flywheel and 250 newton meters of torque. Oh, it goes right to red line. Which is pretty decent until you compare it to a World War II Panzer tank, which made 850 kilowatts. So in that perspective, it's actually a pretty pathetic engine. You know what? As much as that wasn't fast, I definitely didn't feel safe. It's fine, it's fine. It does pack enough power to get you from 0 to 100. Maybe even 120, eventually. So essentially this car's just a luxury Commodore. It's a inline six that doesn't make a whole lot of power, makes a lot of noise and doesn't do very much. It's got the crappy automatic gearbox that you would expect. It does have the Steptronic stuff, but Dylan has told me that if you use it, it breaks it. So we're not going to use that. This BMW comes with a handful of useful features such as leather seats, cup holders, bacon button, holes in the front bumper, off-center number plate, and an aircon with a lock setting of hot. This car is kind of fat and kind of tall, has an interior and exterior, 4 doors that both open and close, a bonnet that can be opened but I don't want to, and it's got a boot that opens just wide enough for you to climb inside while the car rolls into a river. Oh, it just feels so heavy. I mean, granted, I'm a little bit biased coming out of an Evo into this, but just, you can feel the weight of the car shifting around almost every bend. But as for, I mean, it's quite comfortable.
The brakes are shit.
The brakes are pretty fucking awful. Now look at the quality of the rubber here. You don't get that in Japanese cars. This is classic German engineering. Look at the quality of these fixtures. Nothing beats a consistent spray pattern. Sure, you may be able to do a 12-second quarter mile, but look at how clean this windshield is. Excellent. It makes at least 9 kilowatts at the rear wheels, but not at the front wheels because it's not that kind of car. But it can drift, bro. Hey, bro, look, it can drift. It's got rear-wheel drive. It's a drift. It drift car. It car drift good. It good car. It good car. Drift good. Drift good. Drift good. But it's an auto, so. And also no flappy paddles.
Ooh, you better believe that's a pattern.
Now, these cars will run you second-hand anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000, except Dylan, the owner of this car and co-producer of this series, paid just over $7,000.
It works sometimes.
Oh well, that's the review done. And evidently you get what you pay for.
Shark tail, shark fin.
Oh, here's a fun fact about the numbering of BMWs. The first letter of the group of 3 stands for the series, in this case a 5. The other 2 numbers are in relation to the engine size, 2.5 litre in this case. Now, some cars will have the letter I following. I've been told this was done on purpose.
You're not funny and nobody likes you.
I would also like to point out at this point that if you place a water bottle on the roof of this car, it simply rolls off. It's got decent throttle response. The thing about BMWs is they've got a really linear driveline. So almost at any point in the rev range you can stomp on it and you can expect similar sort of torque to come out of the engine. This BMW comes with a sunroof. Cool, let's just open this bad boy up and... A fun fact about BMWs is that they are generally known for having very strong manual gearboxes, which is really handy because this car is an auto. Now, one thing that pisses me off with this fucking automatic Steptronic gear selector bullshit is that the shifter is always the wrong way around. You push forward to go up a gear and you pull back to go down a gear. That makes no sense. When you're accelerating, the gravity is forced back. You pull with the momentum of the car, and when everything shifts forward under braking, you slap the stick forward. Not that it matters in this case, because this BMW gets locked into second gear all the time because it's a steaming pile of shit. Now, at this point, I was supposed to start talking about how modern BMWs don't have dipstick to check the oil. Which is true in most of the modern cars, and I asked the owner of this car whether or not this car had a dipstick, and he told me no. So I had this nice little paragraph typed out for me to use and record. but this car does have a dipstick. So I won't be using this then. So what Dylan's done to this car is basically, what, just exhaust? Is that it? Just exhaust.
On the rims.
Exhaust and rims. Overall, the 525i is a collaboration of innovative ideas but poorly executed by BMW. It's got a great engine, but the automatic gearbox is let down. Couple that with the most open diff you can find and you got yourself a very nice car for your mum. Remember a few moments ago where I mentioned this car could drift? What I didn't mention was that when it does finally break traction, you'll find the speedo reading in excess of 200 kilometers an hour and all the drive going to just one wheel. Now, this car was never meant to be a drift machine or drag car. In fact, it was never meant to be a car at all. This particular model of BMW was actually invented by a man named Thackeray from Indonesia as a practical joke that went too far. Much too far. And also, it's a real shame about the horn.
G-sharp. It's awful. It's really bad. Bad score. Horrible stats.
I give this car a 5 out of 13. C-.